Welcome all grade 11 students to the Science Nest YouTube channel. Today we have to learn the second part of the first lesson, Simple Permanent Tissues. A group of cells with a common origin that has been modified to perform specific function in the body is known as a tissue. There are two types of tissues as plant tissues and animal tissues. There are two types of plant tissues as meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. I have taught you about the meristematic tissues from the first video of this lesson series. Then you can watch it from the link I have mentioned in the description box of this video. Permanent tissues again can be divided into two categories as simple permanent tissues and complex permanent tissues. In this video, we are going to learn about simple permanent tissues. Before learning about the categories of the simple permanent tissue, we will study about the common characteristics of the simple permanent tissues. This tissue is composed of similar cells. According to the shape of the cell and the nature of the cell, there are three types of simple permanent tissues. In this picture, you can see the parenchyma tissue. In this picture, you can see the collenchyma tissue, and this one is sclerenchyma. Those are the types of simple permanent tissues. Let's learn about the parenchyma tissue. Parenchyma tissue consists of living cells. Cells are isodiametric or spherical with a large central vacuole. Nucleus is present peripherally in the cytoplasm. The cell wall is thin and made up of cellulose. Intercellular spaces are present in this tissue. In this picture, you can see a figure of a parenchyma tissue. In this one, you can see there is a thin cell wall and the nucleus has situated peripherally in the cytoplasm. And also you can see there are intercellular spaces among the cells. You can see all the features of the parenchyma tissue from this figure. And also the cells are isodiametric or they are spherical shape. We will see where this parenchyma tissue has located in the plant body. Cortex and pith of the plant stem, we can see the parenchyma tissue. This is a cross section of a plant stem. This part is called the cortex of the plant stem and this part is called the pith of the plant stem. And also we can observe this parenchyma tissue in the pith and cortex of roots. This picture is a cross section of a plant root. The middle part of a root is called the pith and the outermost part of the root is called the cortex. Fleshy parts of the fruits also composed with parenchyma tissue. In this picture you can see the fleshy parts of the fruit. This fleshy part is eaten by us. Endosperm of seeds are also composed with parenchyma tissue. You can see in this picture the endosperm of the seed. And also mesophyll of the leaves are also composed with parenchyma tissue. In this picture you can see a cross section of a plant leaf. There are spongy mesophills and palisade mesophills. Let's move to learn the functions of the parenchyma. The main function of the parenchyma tissue is photosynthesis. Palisade and spongy mesophills in plant leaves contain chlorophylls within chloroplast. Photosynthesis takes place within these chloroplasts. You can see a cross section of a leaf here. There are spongy mesophills and palisade mesophills. There are chloroplasts and inside the chloroplasts there are chlorophyll pigments. So the photosynthesis is happening inside those plant cells. This is the photosynthesis process. In this process, sunlight, carbon dioxide, water are absorbing and produce food inside the plant leaves. Oxygen is the byproduct of this process. Next function is food storage. Food is stored in some parenchyma tissues and they are called as storage tissues. These are the examples for food storage: potato tuber, carrot, and sweet potato. Next function is storage of water. Especially xerophytic plants store water in parenchyma tissue. Xerophytic plants means they grow in very dry areas. Aloe vera, cactus, and bryophyllum are the examples for this one. The last function of this parenchyma tissue is providing support. Herbaceous plants like balsam absorb water into vacuoles of the parenchyma cells. Thereby cells become turgid and provide mechanical support to the plant. This is the balsam plant. Let's move to learn about the collenchyma tissue. Collenchyma tissue consists of living cells like the parenchyma cells. Cells possess a cytoplasm, nucleus, and central vacuole. Generally, cells are elongated and polygonal in cross-section. The corners of the cell wall are thickened. Intercellular spaces may present or may not present. In this picture, you can observe the collenchyma tissue. There are polygonal shaped cells and the cell walls have thickened. We will see where this collenchyma tissue has located. Forms a cylindrical tissue inner to the epidermis of herbaceous plants. In the veins of the dicot leaves, this is a figure of a dicot leaf. There are veins. Those veins have composite collenchyma tissue. Let's learn about the functions of the collenchyma tissue. Giving a support is the main function of the collenchyma tissue. Collenchyma provides mechanical support to dicot plant stem before the formation of wood, and also this tissue provides support to the plant leaves by the collenchyma in veins. Next function of it is doing photosynthesis. Now we are going to discuss about the third type of simple permanent tissue, sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma tissue consists of dead cells. Lignin is deposited on the cellular cell wall. Cells are tightly packed, therefore no intercellular spaces. Cell wall is evenly thickened and form a central lumen. In this picture, you can see two types of sclerenchyma tissues, fibers and sclerites. They are cell walls made up of lignin. All those cells are dead cells and they are tightly packed. Therefore, no cellular spaces there. And cell wall is evenly thickened and form a central lumen here. All these figures you can see those characteristics. Now we are going to learn about the locations of sclerenchyma tissue. First of all, we will see where the fibers have located. Fibers present in xylem are called as xylem fibers and in phloem as phloem fibers. Coconut fibers, you can see this picture. Agave fibers. These are the agave plants and these are the agave fibers. Cotton wool. We can observe those fibers. Now we will see where the sclerites have situated. Endocarp of coconut, kaduru and mango fruits. You can see the endocarp of coconut fruit. Sclerites can be seen in the pericarp of guava fruit and pear fruit. In this picture, you can observe the pericarp. Pericarp is the outermost fleshy part of the fruit. Seed coat of coffee and dates. In this picture, you can see a cross section of a seed and the outermost part of a seed is called the seed coat. There is a function of sclerenchyma. It provides supports to the plant body. This is the end of the simple permanent tissues. You can learn about the complex permanent tissues from the next video. Thank you for watching and subscribe the channel and click the bell icon to see more videos related to you.